Hey, Mike. Crap. It's not letting me go live.
And you press the custom Facebook thing?
Yeah, but it's asking me to log in. Oh, well. Broadcast. We're broadcasting. It says live on custom live streaming, so maybe we are. Who knows? All right, so does he want me going live on Facebook as well? No.
Yeah.
Oh, he said we're live.
Yeah, I see that too.
Sweet. CryptoAzzy.
AKing risen.
It's popping, man. How's your weekend?
It went too fast. It was a blur. You know, I didn't do anything too crazy, you know, just caught up on some outstanding work and researched and spent a bit of time with my family. And the heat wave is gone. Woo! We can breathe and sleep better now. I know, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, like. But yeah, it's more manageable now.
Nice. Well,
how about yours?
Pretty much the same. Didn't really do all too much. Hold on 1 second. Let me check to see where we're live at so I can see the comments and stuff.
Cool.
Nobody's really commenting.
We can breathe and sleep better now.
Whew. Okay, so what's up with the fundamentals, I guess? Let's dive right into it. It's Monday. Everybody's, everybody's used to what we do and how we give it up. So what's up with the fundamentals? Are we bullish out there? We bearish out there? We got some good news, some terrible news. I mean, what are you seeing from your side?
It's majority again. Majority of it is bullish. I'm always coming up with mostly bullish news, but that's the space at the moment. There's so many developments we can't keep up. So I'll jump right into it. Get started with the news in regards to the Winklevoss twins. Their revised ETF was rejected by the SEC. On Thursday, this announcement came out. Bear in mind, this wasn't the first time, it was the second time they submitted it. They revised what their initial proposal was. And this had a temporary impact on Bitcoin's price when it dipped and recovered. So if you guys don't know, the Winklevoss twins are early Bitcoin investors and founders of cryptocurrency exchange Gemini. And more famously, they were in a battle with Mark Zuckerberg over Facebook formation. They called it Connect You. So they had put in their ETF proposal. The market was slightly shaken, but it remained firm because remember, the ETF that we're interested in is not due to the SEC hearing, and the announcement on that is not due until August the 10th. That's what the market is really interested in hearing about. So, it's still bullish, it's still holding on, and there's other ETFs that were being considered as well. And the revised proposal, so the main reason why the SEC rejected it was the concerns about fraud, high levels of investor risk. They also mentioned high levels of manipulation in the crypto market. So this is something which they felt needed wasn't ready to be approved. Now, what's funny though, what's interesting is not everyone in the SEC has a consensus agree on this. In fact, SEC Commissioner Pierce, in fact, she's got affectionate term now by the name of Crypto Mom. She issued a statement of dissent against the ruling. So she publicly stated saying that the rejection was the wrong decision, wrong move by them. And what she said specifically was that it deprived investors of the choice, and she didn't want the role of the gatekeeper of innovation, which is a role different from their mission of protecting investors, fostering capital formation, facilitating fair, orderly, and efficient markets. And she respectfully dissented. And this doesn't mean, though, don't get too excited. This doesn't mean that the SEC will reverse their decision regarding the Winklevoss ETF. Actually, many observers see this as a positive sign, because with the upcoming verdict on the CBOE backed ETF. So this is also, there's another SEC delay on 5 Bitcoin ETF applications, and they're delaying that to September, I believe. And this was specifically in regards to a ruling on whether or not to give approval to a rule change. So this was filed by a fund provider called Direxon. So, there's also consensus from experts that there may be further delays all the way until the beginning of 2019. So they're saying don't hold your breath, but the market is still bullish in regards to that. So they know at some point the chances, the probability of a Bitcoin ETF are getting higher and higher. So, and that actually leads me to the next story, because NASDAQ recently held a closed door meeting, a secret meeting regarding crypto legitimacy and regulation. So I'm mentioning this because the Winklevoss twins were rumored to be within this meeting. They were invited to discuss steps for legitimizing the crypto industry in global markets. So specifically what they covered, was cryptocurrency related regulation, what necessary tools would be required, what surveillance they were going to carry out, what the industry can do to bolster the reputation of Bitcoin and the other cryptos. And it's literally to help validate its role, a potential role in global markets. And it wasn't just the Winklevoss twins, but half a dozen representatives. So it included traditional finance as well as crypto industry firms, the old world and the new world. So essentially the big boys coming together behind closed doors, which, for some people would say, what they're trying to hide. Are they scheming? Are they planning something? That's not going to be for our benefit. But if these are high profile people, they have a lot of power, and whatever they say will move markets. So that could be, it could be argued that certain things that they need to discuss in private, they need to keep to themselves for now, so they have the freedom to look at different ways, different options to explore that space. So this was the talk, and this goes on the back of the failed ETF proposal, so that the Winklevoss twins had submitted. So it's not, what can I say, even though we're seeing this is the second time it was failed, don't see that as a denial, or it's more like a delay, I would say, because there still needs to be certain things that need to be cleared up, and they need to strategize and work on what they're going to, what kind of consensus they'll come to. So that was the secret, and this was in Chicago, and it was also something. It was the CEO of NASDAQ, Adina Friedman. She mentioned cryptocurrencies can become a financial element of the internet. And you have to bear in mind, NASDAQ did confirm the event took place, but others weren't commenting. This was an unnamed source that attended this meeting that stated this. So this is definitely a positive development. And also the CEO of NASDAQ, she's been outspoken about the need for regulations for quite some time. She recently partnered with various exchanges to help tackle several emergent issues regarding the policing of the industry, regulation. So, you know, she said that the NASDAQ could become a platform for trading cryptos in the future if the market becomes more regulated. And if you guys don't know, just to give you a context of how big NASDAQ is, it's the second biggest stock exchange in the world. It has a market capitalization of $10 trillion, over 3,000 listings, and it's second to New York Stock Exchange. So therefore, any mention of NASDAQ, any mention of these big, huge influential power bases in the financial world should be seen largely with optimism, largely. And the fact that NASDAQ currently supplies technology to 5 cryptocurrency exchanges, including Gemini, speaks volumes already. So, you know, you have to consider, you know, not only their power as well, their extent, the reach, and that, you know, it does mean that if they get involved, obviously it would come with heavy regulation, and this obviously would also help to inform the US authorities and perhaps global authorities of a clearer strategy of how to deal with cryptocurrencies across the world. And also, it's likely to be looked on from their competitors as well, other exchanges worldwide, and you know they're more likely to follow suit or come up with a better plan. So you know the fact that they're getting together with crypto expert, should I say, companies or individuals that are highly influential in the crypto space. That really understand the technology, and they understand what's happening in this space and how it's going to grow, and knowing just to see how much has been invested already, we can sort of be more informed as to how slightly what to expect, and also we can take steps as well to prepare ourselves financially. Because we are seeing a continued rise in popularity for cryptocurrencies and all these developments coming into the blockchain space. So, you know, there wasn't clear conclusions that were reached. It was a confidential meeting, but they did, the unnamed source did say this is not a final meeting of this type, of this nature, and that there will be ongoing dialogue, you know, with these parties and other different stakeholders as well. So these two things are pretty major. It's contributed to, you know, this has been priced into the Bitcoin and cryptos, but this is something that's going to continue to develop. We have, you know, in August, September, rulings to find out what will happen, and then that also some of the delays going into January as well. So this is an ongoing process, and this could be the catalyst for either the bottoming out or reversal. We shall see what happens, but this is, so you know, is being watched very carefully by governments, institutions, crypto companies, investors worldwide. So it is mostly a positive sign. So that's that. And Google recently blocked cryptocurrency miners from the Play Store. So this is very strange because well, I guess they're trying to clean up their app, because there's been some scammy type of apps. It's not just cryptocurrencies, but there's dangerous, especially targeting minors and children, you know, with games that look innocuous and innocent, but they have inappropriate content. But I feel like they're planning something bigger. I'm wondering whether there has been talk as well that, you know, with Facebook and Google, there seems to be this quiet arms race or digital race to work on their own blockchain projects, and they're keeping you know, they're keeping mum, they're keeping certain things quiet. And the fact, you have to watch these moves as to, and not just take their word for it, but see what they're planning, see what they're developing, what they're saying and not saying, what they're coming out with and not coming out with. So, you know, just make a note, see what the pattern is, because I'm sure with a, you know, Alphabet recently posted huge profits for on the back of Google's performance. And you know, despite Facebook's recent knock on their share price, you know, the long-term view of these huge companies are that they're going to continue to grow. And you know, this is all part of a major trend with the digitization, tokenization of our world, of our space, online space. So this is, you know, keep your eyes out on this. But with what's happening with Google, and just watch when they start you know, launching their own crypto products or coins or something. That's when it'll be a bit too late. You want to know what they're doing right now, so you can anticipate as much as you can what the next move would be. So they're saying, you know, they're trying to make it safer for Android users. You know, it's updated its Play Store policy. You know, they're saying that they're blocking the crypto mining tools. So the tools that you need to actually mine the coins, they're banning that, but they're not banning the app that will allow you to manage the tools to mine. So this is something which, you know, that I don't know, it's not something I believe. I don't quite believe them, but that's my own opinion. And you know, they're trying to discourage people from using digital currency mining apps. So you know, they just said they, you know, they only permit remotely managing the mining of cryptocurrency, but not directly mining it. So that that was also on following the development of what happened with their Chrome extension as well. So there was malicious software developers that actually hacked into their extension. I'm not sure exactly how they did it technically, but they managed to get access and be able to abuse the platform at the expense of others. So, you know, I can see how they'd feel they'd need to take this that action with Chrome, but why, you know, outright ban crypto mining apps on you know, on their platform? And I'm sure if, you know, if Google bans that, and you know, perhaps there'll be another competitor, another platform you can in fact, we have decentralized apps now. We have blockchain phones. At some point, you know, this is only going to delay progress and development of, you know, if there's a demand for people wanting to mine cryptocurrency on their phone, there will be people that will supply it. There will be developments that can come out and meet the market demand. So this is again why I'm questioning them real motives. Is it about consumer safety, or, you know, and what does safety have to do with the mining aspect of it? That's, you know, the conundrum. So yeah, so that's with Google. And then there was, I'll give you some interesting news actually. So in Gibraltar, I don't know how many guys have, you know, you follow soccer. I know you guys love your football in America, but soccer, Gibraltar has made history as a soccer team there, Gibraltar United, as the first football club, we call it football here, the first soccer club in the world to start paying its players using cryptocurrencies. Now, you know, there's people that might be thinking, okay, but you know, cryptos are volatile. Like, you know, how are they going to manage that, right? So check this out. So the club's owner, Pablo Dana, who happens to be an investor in a blockchain project called QuantoCoin, he will include all the player contracts will include payment agreements and crypto currencies by the next season. And basically, he said it will be extremely important. He said something like Bitcoin is not a currency because a currency is supposed to be stable store of value, and a currency can fluctuate 25% in a day, can't be used, for instance, to pay wages because wages drop by 25% in that day. He said it's a speculation based on a misunderstanding. But guess what? He then turned around and made a 100-degree turn on his comments, and you know, and his New York-based Soros fund management got the approval to trade in digital assets back in early April. So, you know, they ended up partnering with another firm, and basically, in fact, it's called Venrock Firm, and Venrock is an investment arm of the Rockefeller family. So, you know, the volatility of these cryptos can discourage, you know, employees from accepting Bitcoin or Ethereum as a form of play of wage, but imagine if you're the employee and you are a crypto enthusiast and you see the opportunity, you see what's happening in space, and you get professional advice as to what's going to happen, where you should put your investments, and obviously diversify as well. They're saying and this is how he discussed it with the team. They're saying it's a similar opportunity to striking gold, and that, you know, they would be able to have several strategies to increase their earning. So there again, this is with a long-term view. You know, it may depreciate in the short term, but they're thinking, you know, this doubles up as an investment, not just their wages. So, you know, the fact that this football team, there may not be, you know, a huge team, the richest team in the world, but it is a trend with sports team either being sponsored or being associated, individual players, you know, celebrities of in the sports world, as well as other industries. This is becoming a trend where it's touching like it's part of the culture, is permeating the culture, and that's another way to spread the adoption of cryptos. The more we see something like this being accepted and shared, the more it is gonna normalize it and legitimize it, and you know, you can't deny it once you have, you know, more and more people using the cryptocurrencies, as well as, you know, getting involved in the space, in blockchain. You know, there's so many possibilities, and it's not static, it's always moving and growing and changing. So the fact that they are not only experimenting, but this is something that's already happening and developing in different industries as a form of payment, for whether it's for wages or, you know, other services rendered. It's again, it's a positive development. It's one of those key indicators in terms of adoption. Every little helps. Every move that's been made, it doesn't matter who, how many, as long as there's progress and movement towards adoption and growth and clarity, this is something that will continue to grow. Just like the internet boom, this is that's exactly what's happening with the blockchain and the crypto space as well. So that's been exciting, especially if you're a soccer fan, if you follow the soccer in Europe or anywhere else. So yeah, And literally it's not just Gibraltar, as I said. Also we have the Premier League here, the English Premier League. It's the world's most watched football league. It's got like 600 million viewers in over 200 countries. So they also have a cryptocurrency firm sponsoring one of their teams as well during the new season. So this is a message of optimism, basically. And this is something, that will continue to drive adoption. So yeah, what are your thoughts so far?
What are the people saying? What's up, good people? What are y'all thinking about this news, this crypto, the backhand, behind the door deals, the conversation, secret meetings? What's going on out here? Are they plotting against us or are they plotting with us? What do you guys think?
That's what I want to know. Like, if you're not hiding anything, why not put it into the open? I'm just reading the messages. Morning.
Wow business. Hey, what's up, Victor? How you doing?
Hey, Victor. Hey, Kenya. Hey, Nick. That's it. No, I'm still waiting for their comments in regards to that. But yeah, it's been fascinating. And what about on the technical side? What's been going on?
On the technical side,
mm-hmm.
We're going to crypto hell. No, I'm just playing. I mean, you guys know, if y'all want to see some charts, I'll be happy to open up some charts. We're live from another page, so I'm not sure how many people are actually watching, but
I got some more fundamental news, but I thought I'd give, this time I'll stop for a breather, let you come in, and then I'll come back.
Go ahead. Get it all off. I'm good. Not surprised really with the info. Yeah, go ahead. Get your fun, because the first half we'll do, or really it's not even half, because you take up the whole thing with all your fundamentals.
That's why I paused now.
If I end up having just a few minutes towards the end, I'll make it work with those few minutes. But I want to make sure people understand the fundamentals, because that's what's really important. These little things that we do in the meantime, like little trades, it's cool. But what's most important is people understanding that long-term perspective. So by all means, the floor is yours, and share all the fundamental stuff you want to share.
Yeah, because we're halfway through already. That's why I wanted to check in on you. Okay, so
go ahead and finish.
Okay, so let's go to Dubai. I don't know how many of you guys have been to Dubai. It's absolutely beautiful. People are so welcoming. And Dubai, as you guys know, and I mean, I don't know how many have kept up with the news in regards to Dubai's development, but it's been a trailblazer. When it comes to diversifying and literally from nothing, from the desert, springing up a world-class hub full of different areas and technology. That they want to be pioneers of technology, and they've created a lot of they've made and broken a lot of records. If you guys know about the island, the world, they built complete islands looking like Earth and everything. That have the highest skyscraper in the world. But in terms of blockchain, they've been making some moves, and marrying traditional with the futuristic moves. So they have their court system, the DIFC courts, and Smart Dubai. They're looking to launch a blockchain task force, and they're going to create the world's first blockchain court. You heard that right. A world's first blockchain court. And this will help to verify cross-border rulings. So the Dubai International Financial Center Courts, that's the judiciary of the Emirates Financial Free Zone. So they're working with Smart Dubai to explore potential uses of blockchain in cross-border disputes. And basically, their aim is to explore how blockchain can be used to verify court documents that need to be enforced in jurisdictions other than DIFC courts. And they said by harnessing blockchain technology, that Dubai will be positioned at the forefront. They remember they like to be at the forefront of certain things, the forefront of legal tech and judicial innovation is their words. And they want to set the standards for countries and judiciaries to follow. Hello. You guys need that in America, we need that in Europe. But the fact that they've gone ahead already, started on the process of this, it's, again, any major government or company or individual, whenever, it's always hard to make the first move. So as long as you do, even if it doesn't work out well, or there's kinks or whatever, the fact that you made the move is it gives you not only a first mover's advantage, but that experience of being the first is people underestimate the importance of that. There's huge value on that. And I think history will look back and remember that more so the first, I don't think people remember the second and the third place. So, again, they're driving innovation forward, and they're positioning themselves to be to set an example to follow. And this is going to help to archive the information as well. And their government, the Dubai government, they have a blockchain strategy on this, and it's basically seeking to run 100% of their government transactions on the blockchain by the year 2020. So, it's something which has been developing for quite some time, and it can also be used to track conventional transactions such as real estate purchases and contract signings as well. So, just to give you a bit of a background, Smart Dubai is the government body. They're responsible for developing technology-driven solutions, and they literally, as the title suggests, a smarter and more connected city. And so the alliance with the DIFC courts, they're going to use smart contracts. Remember, just to give you an idea, it's like a vending machine. When you press a choice, it executes that choice. It's programmed. There's a code in there that says if you enter a certain amount of money and it matches it, it will and you choose this selection, it will dispense it for you. So this is, smart contracts are huge. They're instrumental and revolutionizing how businesses, governments, organizations will now see and treat, and in terms of dealing with data, especially sensitive data, contracts, agreements, because trust is it's not even just a premium thing, it's paramount. It's even a national security issue. So, the fact we have technologies and features like smart contracts coming into it, especially in the judicial sense, where you need to have you have huge, vast amount of information. And if you can digitize that and put that in smart contracts, saves time, money, hassle. Can you imagine the implications this will have for families, for society, for, governments? It's a win-win-win situation for stakeholders concerned. So, it's literally going to explore how smart contracts between businesses can be signed and sealed using the blockchain. And then it basically will allow efficient dispute resolution. It'll be more clearer, more accurate. It will help to track commercial activity and related legal processes as well. So the fact that they're going to create a blockchain-powered judiciary, and they said themselves it will have far-reaching benefits, and it will include streamlining streamlining the judicial process, removing document duplication. Goodness knows how many documents and things are sitting around and not being used, or, you know, God forbid, you know, wrongly used in any case, actually. And driving greater efficiency across the entire legal ecosystem. You can see the massive implication in this. You know, I fear to think, you know, that, you know, I wonder how many injustices there are out there because of missing documents or forged documents, or, you know, some other reason. Technology can come in and replace that trust, you know, where humans fail, and where humans deceive, and humans, you know, bring a negative aspect of the process. You know, technology can come in and help safeguard those tenets, you know, in terms of justice and equality for all. So that's going to help. You know, nothing's perfect, but that will help it move. You know, it will bring the benefits forward and help us move as society, as individuals, as you know, stakeholders. It will help everyone. So, you know, the future researcher will combine expertise, resources, to investigate the handling of disputes out of, it will cover private and public blockchains, with regulation and contractual terms encoded within the smart contract. So it's a huge deal, and well done, Dubai, for another initiative, another, you know, move that they've made, to help the space. So, you know, that's Dubai, and there's another there's other development as well, with the supply chain. There's a global shipping company. They've teamed up with another, with I don't know if you guys know, Maritime Blockchain Labs. They're going to trial new technology for enhancing fuel traceability, tracking shipping fuel supply chain. So they're working together to help operators better trace the source and the quality of bunker fuels, and they can also detail environmental impacts. Again, this is, you know, I've spoken how many times in regards to the supply chain, the benefits of how this would impact supply chain management, with this technology, and how many industry leaders are coming into the space and trying to work out how they can carve a piece of the pie, and how this can be applied to their supply chain. And it's literally blockchain technology is a perfect fit for the supply chain because of the traceability, you know, reducing costs, and reducing especially like cases of poisoning is so important to trace back certain things, and, you know, helping to foster trust, transparency, and so on. So that's quite important. And the fact with these bunker fuels, anything to do with fuels, shipping, where, you know, carbon emissions, and other concerns about climate change, if we can track all these things on the blockchain, we can help to mitigate some of the negative impacts that's having on the planet as well. And in fact, they did say specifically it will help with it will help to provide an efficient, tamper-resistant, and also auditable chain of custody. So this will help provide assurances. It will help them to meet global regulations governing carbon emissions, and also reporting and air pollution, and reducing safety risks, and so on. So it certainly, you know, builds trust. And transparency in any industry, anywhere, is so important. And there's so many benefits with what blockchain space to that. Businesses actually love the fact that they can look at their suppliers they can not only communicate with them, but they can clearly see that they're keeping their end of the bargain, and all these excessive costs that they usually have to pay is sometimes as the, you know, due to their own second party or third party suppliers. It could be direct suppliers or other suppliers. So the fact that it'll all be linked and connected and verifiable through the blockchain, again, it's a massive positive step for the space, for those industry, but also for the space as a whole. So, you know, we got to have an industry-led approach, and that's exactly what they're doing as we speak. Certain industries are embracing blockchain technology faster than others, but at some point they got to keep up with the competition. They got to adapt or die. That's the nature of supply and demand and economics and business. So, you know, this is only going to get more and more prevalent as time goes on. So, you know, again, this is a positive development in regards to that. So, yeah, very, very interesting. Also, that does remind me, almond. I don't know if you're a fan of almonds. I love almonds. I drink the milk as well, but
I love almond milk. And you know what's funny? Well, not really funny, but I used to drink soy milk like a long time ago before I was educated better. But almond milk is a big part of my, a big staple in my diet. So I drink a ton of it. So please don't say anything bad about almond milk.
Oh no, I got great news about almonds. I thought
but I'm all for it. I'm listening.
So the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, they've announced that they're completing a global trade experiment, shipping almonds overseas that are tracked by the blockchain, via the blockchain, I should say. So, you know, they're using this to facilitate 17 tons of almonds that was sent from Australia to Germany. And they're doing this with partnership with Olam Orchards and with the Pacific National for rail haulage as well, Port of Melbourne, Patrick Terminals and shipping carriers as well. So they're all working together to track the shipment from packer to end delivery in conjunction with their existing processes. So, you know, they're creating the hardware and the software via the provider. There's a software provider for that, and it will ship the almonds from there to Hamburg in Germany, and basically it will digitize the operations, you know, documentations as well, the finance areas of global trade, housing container information, completion of tasks, shipping documents, all those good stuff. So, you know, again, the fact that we're seeing another, you know, another government and another, well, several businesses coming together, collaborating, and seeing not only the public interest, not only the private not only the you know, profit, looking at the bottom line and their margins and the financial impacts, but looking at the fact that this is something that will help, you know, in terms of traceability. And, you know, you can imagine people having nut allergies as well. The fact that you can trace it, certain things back to the factory or, you know, the farm, wherever it's come from, you can, again, it has huge implications for different stakeholders, you know, and the fact that they you know, I like the fact that you can trace your food and drink from anywhere around the world. At some stage that will happen. Right now we're all at the mercy of all these labels, some of the labeling on these products, you know, if it's handled by third-party suppliers, if something happens, they'd go to the court and you know, trying to pass the buck and say this wasn't my fault. I did my end of the contract. They didn't. And how do you prove that? How do you prove that? But with the blockchain technology, you can. There's only so much we can, you know, trust and rely on just their word alone. We want to verify. We want to see the proof, verification, you know. So that's you know, the development on that side as well. Another option as well, another news is Blockstack. Their app, they're creating an app to help employees earn more crypto. They're helping their workers earn more crypto. So this company, so they're having creating a decentralized application platform for that. And they think it can decentralize the world of work as well. And the wallet will be designed for project teams, investment partnerships, and other ad hoc ventures at the moment. And that will help to you know, cut up the income that they get as that Bitcoin among their members. So, you know, they're getting their wages, right? But then they're also fostering and encouraging them to get to get involved in their in-house projects in order to earn more Bitcoins. Now, if that isn't a if that isn't a call to arms in regards to bosses out there, you know, I think that, can you imagine how if you want to incentivize certain things that you don't want, like they're not popular to do at your workplace, it could be, you know, the admin or whatever. If you start, you know, handing out a bit of Bitcoin, a bit of Ethereum, everyone will, well, most people who understand the importance will love that. Every little helps. And if they use that as incentives, wow, that may even be a game changer to how, you know, people may not even want to start to they want to do any team building exercises. Maybe they just want to you know, just do extra work and get or overtime and get paid in cryptos. So you have, you know, the best of both worlds. You have fiat and crypto. So you know, again, that's another implication. And again, helps to drive the adoption rate. But again, it's, you know, driving this culture, this popularity and on this. But obviously they still need to educate themselves about the space, about the risks. This isn't, you know, a lot of people still don't understand. I read another piece that only 2% of Americans own crypto. And so there's so much space, so much development still needs to be done in the space to get you know, full mass adoption. But things like this definitely help to drive it forward. I mean, can you imagine? I don't know how many of your friends and family would love to be incentivized by cryptos, but certainly I know some of my friends would. So yeah. So I'll stop here for now, because I can go on for days.
No worries, no worries. Thanks so much, CryptoAzzy. That was a lot of information to take in, a lot of new developments in the crypto space. So a lot of exciting news. So, you know, long-term trajectory, I mean, there's a lot of reason for us to be here, a lot of incentive for us to be here, and a lot of exciting things happen. So I like hearing that. I like hearing real world applications of how people are using cryptocurrency to drive conversions, drive incentives, drive production, drive transparency, drive accountability. So when I hear these things, that's what really gets me excited about the real world implications of cryptocurrency and how it's going to ultimately affect and change our lives. So that's super, super, super exciting. But who wants to see some charts?
Charts, guys, you know what the drill is. Throw up some likes, hearts.
Well, let me get some likes for CryptoAzzy for doing a fantastic job and giving us tons of vibe information. So first, let's pay homage to CryptoAzzy and let's get her some likes. Let's get her some shares. Let's get her some hearts. So let's get that first. And now it's time for me to warm up and get it popping. Y'all want to see this? I want to hear hashtag not financial advice, but listen though. Y'all know my hashtag. If y'all don't know my hashtag, go to my profile. Hashtag not financial advice, but listen though. And spell though THO. Because we, you know, black people, we gotta funk it up a little bit. We gotta put a little flavor, little seasoning on it. Hashtag not financial advice, but listen though. Hashtag charts. That's how you summon me. So like, I'm gonna tell y'all this. If y'all ever have like, if you're invested in something, like you had an altcoin or something like that, whatever it is, and you're like, man, I just want to know, you know, get a little more insight about it. All you have to do is put, hey, what's going on with this coin? Hashtag not financial advice, but listen though, hashtag charts. Boom, I'll appear. It's magic. It's magic, and I'll appear. I'll take a look at it most of the time and give you my opinion of what it may or may not do. So let me get some love. Let me get some likes. Let me get some shares so we get information out. And let's take a look at this thing. So let's take a look at this thing from the top. We'll take a look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is, you know, big baby. Take a look at Bitcoin. We'll take a look at Ethereum. We'll take a look at Monero because Monero is really interesting. There's technicals and maybe one other coin. So y'all let me know what y'all want to see.
So I'm seeing Origin Trail, VeChain Origin Trail.
Charts. All right. Not financial advice, but listen though. See, everybody likes doing hashtag charts. Let me get a hashtag not financial advice, but listen though. I only got one financial advice, not financial advice, but listen though. That's from my man Nick. Let me see. Let's see what Nick's saying. I would like to know your opinion based on the fundamentals of Neo. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get back. We'll answer that question in regards to Neo, Nick. And matter of fact, I'll probably pull Neo up on a chart too. Let me get one more hashtag not financial advice, but listen though. And as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going straight to the gym. I'm not eating no soy milk. I'm getting me extra almond milk now that I know almond milk's on the blockchain. I'm only getting blockchain approved almond milk. If it's not blockchain approved almond milk, I'm not buying. I'm reading all the labels. I need blockchain approved almond milk.
Yeah, all the food and drinks from now on.
Let me get some not hashtag not financial advice, but listen though, come on, man. Let me get some love out here. So let me see what we got. Hold on. Boom, Erica. See, now we can go ahead and take a look at these charts. All right. Oh, one more time. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, brother. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. And let me just give you guys my idea on Bitcoin. And I've shared this idea with others. So I'm going to close my Facebook and share my screen. Let's see, screen share, boom. All right, guys, so this is my idea on Bitcoin. So I'm looking, and Asmer, you can see my screen, right?
I can, yep.
All right, so Bitcoin right now is at 81.25. I shared this idea with Charles and Mark and Asmered and Lawrence in the group. So I really thought that we were going to see some discounting right here at the $700-800 level. We formed a pretty solid harmonic bearish bet, but then we went pumped up a little bit higher. So for the people that, you know, so the sentiment was high. I was wrong. Everybody's happy. Whenever I'm wrong, everything goes back to normal. Everybody's happy. Like, oh, you said 700-800 was going to get a discount. It went to 85. Okay, cool, whatever. But we can't just go up forever. Like nothing does. So we hit 85, and then since hitting 85, we start going to this little pennant. So you can look at this as a bullish pennant, but we're already in overbought territory. So I don't think this thing's going to go up any further. So as soon as we break out of this pennant on the downside, I'm actually going to short the market down to $7,800, $7,872. That's my first target. $774.67. That's my second target. Target 3 would be 68.13. So I think it's a very high probability we're going to see $7,800 again. A little bit less of a probability we'll see 75, and a little bit less of a probability 68. But I think we're overextending. It's time to pull back. Even if Bitcoin remains bullish, we have to pull back, guys. You can't just go up forever. And if we did go up again, that lets me know we're even due for a bigger pullback. Like, we just can't fly up forever. So I see a bearish harmonic bat going to a bearish pennant, and we're going to discount. That's how I see Bitcoin. We pull it up on the daily chart. It's pretty much the same thing. This candle right here is a reversal candle. We're reversing. So we just need a breakout confirmation, and I'm going to short this thing down. So CryptoAzzy looks at the fundamentals. Fundamentals is really important long term, short term, as far as like where the market is going. I'm just looking purely at price. Price is telling me, hey, we bought for a while and we're losing strength, and it's time for us to pull back and retest some levels. So I'm going to assume that is the case. If it's not the case, fantastic. I'll be waiting for it to break above, and I'll take it up to the top, maybe closer to like the $91, $9,200 range. But for us to go from 57 and essentially just fly straight up to 92, I mean, stranger things has happened, but I think we need to come back and catch our breath before we go up any further. That is Bitcoin. Can they see me do my dance, Esmerette?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. See, I come from a different era. I come from, TLC, Brandy, Monique. I said, who's Monique? Monica, real R&B, not this young stuff you little punk kids listen to, 80s, 90s music. That's what I grew up on, Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. They don't know nothing about that. Y'all some kids. Esmerette, they're kids out here. They don't know about no
mumble rap.
They don't know. Yeah, they know about mumble rappers like Lil Yachty. They don't know about good music. That's what I grew up on, some good music. So that's what I see for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is taking a dive. I love talking to people about altcoins. I told everybody about this altcoin market. I was like, this altcoin market needs another discount. They were like, you're wrong. You're an idiot. All right, whatever. Cool, fine. I'm an idiot. But check this out. So this is what I'm looking at Ethereum, currently at 456. So, and mind you, I had a lot of people saying, hey, should I buy Ethereum back when it was $600? And I was like, nah, don't do it. So if you listen, not financial advice, but listen though, I saved you $150 on Ethereum. So even if you buy it now, you're still to the good. But let's just take it from here, because what's happened in the past, what happened in the past, what can I do in the future? Cool, I accept that challenge. So let's talk about it. So here's the daily high and the daily low on Ethereum. Daily high is 838, daily low is 358. Okay, cool. What do we know about Ethereum? Well, to me, it looks like we're in a bearish flag where we have these higher lows and higher highs, right? Where we're trending upwards. So one thing about Fibonacci is that whenever you crack the 0.236 level, it's an indication that things may be bullish. Same thing, if you go below the 0.236 level, it's an indication that things may be bearish. So this was a little bit difficult if you're a swing trader like myself, where I looked to get in a position and hold a position. This was a scalper's market. Get in, get out, get in, get out. I'm not a scalper. I like to get in position and hold positions. So in this particular environment, I'm not going to be successful because I like to be in my positions for several weeks at a time if possible. So with that being said, I'm on the sidelines. I'm waiting for Ethereum to give me price action confirmation. Price action confirmation in which it's doing right now. What it's doing, it is rejecting from the 0.236 fib level. And what I'm waiting on now is for me to post a lower high, a lower low. So we've been trending up, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now we just rejected from the 0.236 level. Okay, that's one indicator. I want to see us break this blue trend line. That'll be two indicators. And then I want to see us post a lower low, 445, 440. That'd be a third indicator. Yeah, sure, there might be some pullback or drawdown. That's perfectly fine. I want to see us post a lower low. so then I could start getting into this position on the way down. I think I'm still of the belief that we still need to see 350 on this thing. Let's take a look at Fibonacci's. Going from this thing right here to this thing right here. Yeah, I mean, so I still think we need to come to the zone, 350, 340. I still feel that way. So it's like, for me, I don't have a reason to buy Ethereum price-wise. Like, price has to give me a reason. So say, for example, somebody saw Ethereum at 404, 410, they bought it. They're in profits right now. They're at 450. They're in profits. There's no way that's more than 10%, 12% up. Like, that's good no matter how you slice it. So if someone's a holder or somebody just buys in at lower levels as they see it, they're beating me right now. They got in at 405, 406, and they're in profits, and that's fantastic. What I aim to do is try to catch a trend. So I see the market moving, but it's not a bullish trend. I got maybe a little bullish here, but then we rejected sharply here, not even back to the 0.382 fib level. And honestly, when we broke up here, I thought maybe we had a chance to get back to 540. We didn't even get back to 540. We hit the brakes at 515. So I'm looking for strong trends. I'm not looking for like little bites out the market. That's how I typically like to trade. And honestly, I've been trading more. I actually started getting into Forex more just because I don't like the setups in crypto all that much. I had a couple little here and there, but not ideally what I'm looking for. So I like trending markets. So wherever there's a trend, I have a friend. So right now, we're not really trendy. We're really choppy. We're bouncing up and down. I see this as a bear flag, and I think we're going to sell down if we break this blue line, if we post a lower low, 440. If we see 440, I think we'll see 350. That's just my belief, not financial advice. But listen, though, that's something for you to pay attention to and watch out for. So all of these fundamental news is absolutely fabulous and fantastic. And I am a long-term bull on Bitcoin. Oh, did I delete something? There we go. And Ethereum especially, but right now, Ethereum has got to give me a reason to earn my dollars, because right now, I don't have a reason. I'm saying, Ethereum, give me a reason. I want to buy you, but I don't have a reason to hold you. Look at Ethereum bleeding out. Bleeding out. He's bleeding. Guys, look at Ethereum bleeding out. Why? This is the hourly chart. Bleeding. Like, good grief. Like, Ethereum, come back home. So that's just how I see it right now. If indeed we are going to see lower prices, that's going to give us an opportunity to accumulate more Ethereum, accumulate more Bitcoin. So I look at these things as short-term opportunities. If that does happen, ultimately, what CryptoAzzy is preaching is exactly my belief and my sentiment. Within these next few years, we're going to see some pretty remarkable things. The conversation is that these ETFs is going to drive crypto prices through the roof. I'm extremely skeptical of that, because that's exactly what they said about the CBOE. And whenever institutional money gets in, or access for institutional money gets involved, things usually don't go the way that you would hope as a retail investor. So if the ETFs drive price through the roof because they have more avenues for retail investors to get involved, that makes perfect common sense. But I am cautiously aware, maybe a little skeptical, and I'm watching for it. Like, if you're telling me these ETFs are going to make it accessible for the mom and pops of the world to buy crypto, portfolios of crypto, and it's going to drive price, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. But I am skeptical. I am skeptical. And I'm going to be very patient to see how these ETF launches, once and if they are approved, affects price. Because we got played the first time. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So let's see. Let's see, because I expect some volume. I expect some spikes. I expect all that stuff when ETFs, get launched. So that's just me personally. Now let's take a look at Monero. Let's go to the daily time frame, because we spoke about Monero. and I told you guys how I felt about Monero and how I was going to play it. So let's pull it up. So nothing about Monero has changed. Remember, last time we did this was about a week ago. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Monero was either on this bar or this bar, or maybe this bar, or somewhere around here. So I said we was in this pattern on Monero, that we was going to pull back up, which we did. We bounced back down. So this is how I see Monero playing out. Monero is oddly bullish against other alts. Sometimes it is actually one of the more bullish alts. So I can see Monero going for another bounce, possibly up here and breaking down, or just simply just breaking down. I think they're all going to break down. This is a bearish pattern where we're in. This is a bearish pennant. The thing about bearish pennant, guys, they don't carry a very large probability. So I hate that crypto gives me so many of them, because a bearish pennant only gives you like 55, 56% probability that it's going to work out the way you want it to work out. But in cryptocurrency, I see them all the time. I see bear flags, bearish pennants, wedges, like everywhere. Like everywhere is a wedge, everywhere is a bear flag, everywhere is a pennant. Like you can't miss it. So that's how I see it. You know, I see this wick and everything as constituting giving us a bearish pennant. So on Monero, we have crazy resistance up here in the 160, 150 to 160 range. We have crazy resistance. I mean, look how respected this resistance is every time we got here. I mean, crazy. So for us to break through here, it's going to take an act of God. No, I'm just playing. It's going to take a lot of interest, and I'm not comfortable putting my money there, knowing how much resistance is there. If we break out and we get like a strong daily engulfing bar where it's just like crushing things, like it's at 150, 155, and it closes like strong and bullish, okay, yeah, sure, I'll get in. But I need to see something like really convincing for me to buy Monero. I am not buying Monero right now because I think I can get it for $100, you know, or less. So it's at 133. So I think I can get it for 100. That's what I think. And I like Monero. I think I can get it for 100. If it breaks to 150, 160, and I could have bought it at 130, so be it. I'll take it, and I'll take it to 170, 200. No problem. That's what I'm gonna have to do. But right now, I'm of the belief I can get Monero for 100 for a cool bill. I feel like I can do that. So I'm just gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait on Monero. I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let it do what it does. Let's take a look at Ripple, because I got this one dude. He's my brother now, but he's a Ripple nut. He doesn't care about anything logical. He's a Ripple nut. I show this guy a million charts, not a million, because I mean I don't have that type of time, but I'll show him a chart which is clearly bearish, and he'll look at it and be like, "Oh, it looks bullish to me. Oh, it looks bullish to me." Like, dude, how? What? Like, even if you disagree, you're like, where do you see the bulls at? So let's take a look at Ripple. For all the Ripple nuts, I just want you guys to look at things objectively. Regardless, like we all have money involved, right? We all have skin in the game. Sometimes we're making money, sometimes we're losing value. It's part of it. So look, we have to try to not to be emotional about all of this and try to be objective. Like, what is happening? What's the news saying with CryptoAzzy? What is the chart saying with AKing risen? And let me do my own research. Let me try to bring it all together and make sense for me, right? So let's just take the biases out of it. So this was really simple for me on Ripple, and I have another chart on Ripple, and I'll share that as well. Maybe I'll just draw it up real quick so you guys can see. But like with Ripple, this was the same thing. I saw a bearish pennant, or even if you wanted to, you could even go with a bear flag on it. You could even do, there's a little bit of a stretch for a bear flag, but you could even do a bear flag, and it's breaking down. So you said, well, why aren't you shorting it? Because I mean, the last couple of weeks on crypto, on the altcoins, I typically trade the altcoins, has been really choppy, as you can see. So I'm letting this market trend, like establish a trend, and then I'm gonna start trading it again. So when we break below this 44, I'm gonna start getting into some nice trendy trades and really start turning up on this crypto market. So with that being said, I have no reason to buy Ripple. It's like, why? Like, why buy Ripple right now? Like, why? Look at it. Look at it, Ripple. So disloyal. So disloyal. This is the hourly chart. Give you an engulfing bearish, and then an engulfing bullet. I mean, engulfing bearish candle, an engulfing, bearish candle. Am I saying it right? An engulfing bullish candle, then an engulfing bearish candle. So disloyal. Like, you would have seen, if you're watching the hourly time frame, you would have seen this candle like, oh my gosh, Ripple is going up, and got wrecked because it came right back down. So looking at the larger time frames, having the large term perspective is really important, but Ripple is just so disloyal. So disloyal, so disloyal. Like this right here is cruel. Like, why get people excited here and then come right back down? Like, so disloyal. So I don't like the technicals on Ripple all that much. It could go engulfing bullish again, who knows? But I still think long-term perspective, Ripple needs to discount and come back down. Let's take a look at the weekly chart on Ripple so I can give you guys a perspective of long-term how I see this market and where we are. So Ripple. So guys, remember, this was the big reversal candle I told you guys about. I really was hoping this candle would have sold off, but it didn't. So this candle is really important as far as this week, how we end and finish. Because this right here is a little bit of an indecision favoring the bears because the wick is longer towards the upside. So it lets you know the bears pulled down, but we still close bullish. So we'll see. I really think that, still long term, we have a reason to be bearish on Ripple. So let me just plot this up for you guys real quick. So this is how I see Ripple. This is Ripple's trend right here. This is the trend. That's the channel that it's in. So we broke out this channel, flew up to the moon. Everybody made $1 million, right? Cool. So now we're back. So I think we're going to end up testing the bottom of this channel about 38, 39 cents. That's what I think is going to end up happening on Ripple. We're going to end up testing the bottom of this channel, then maybe going for a little bit of a buy. And we're going to see exactly how far that buy wants to roll. Let's take our fibs out. This isn't going to be perfect. Let's see here. As you can see, Fibonacci-wise, we had a really good signal to sell Ripple right here at this 0.236. Had a lot of rejection. We sold off beautifully. So that was like a really great weekly sell signal on Ripple if you were to catch that. So where are we going now on Ripple? So I see Ripple something like this with the support here. This is Ripple support. Like right there. I think we're trading like right under support with rejection. And then I see something like this with a descending triangle. Well, symmetrical triangle, I meant to say. Something like this right here. That's how I see Ripple with a couple. Let me make sure I'm giving you guys the right funk. Yeah, that's about right with a symmetrical triangle. So honestly, I can see Ripple coming down a lot further, way below the 36 cents. So I don't have any incentive to buy Ripple. If you bought Ripple, you're probably making $1 million. I don't know. But for me, I need to see Ripple break up here, 52, 55 cents. Until Ripple is 55 cents, I don't particularly have a reason to buy it. Particularly, and at 55 cents, I'm gonna take it where? 66 cents maybe before we start to discount again. Yeah, so I don't have any particular reason to be bullish on Ripple or any of the altcoins for the most part. So I think now is a great time still for accumulation. It's accumulation time. It's not hodl time, in my view. I mean, it's always hodl time, but your mind state needs to be to accumulate because I still think we're going to see more discounts. And I know people they hit me up and say, hey, I'm going to start screenshotting messages and with permission, consent, share this. It never fails. Someone hit me up and say, hey, Ethereum $600. I don't think it's going any lower. Ethereum's $500. I don't think it's going to go. Every time when there's a drop and a bounce, that emotion comes back into play, which is normal. I totally understand that. So I'm trying to give you guys a large, picture, the large frame perspective. Why I haven't bought any crypto right now. Well, I mean, when I say I haven't bought, why I'm still trading it for accumulation. So when I lock in and hold, I might lock it and hold at it. Let's say, for example, Ripple comes down to 13 cents, which is possible. Let's say that it does. And so somebody might buy. Actually, if it came down to 13 cents, I probably would buy it. I'm not going to lie. But maybe I wouldn't. So let's just say it comes all the way back down to 13 cents. Okay, well, I'm not in there because I want to see an uptrend start. Somebody else buys at 13 cents. The uptrend hasn't started. It ranges, and it pops up. Now Ripple's 20 cents. Okay, cool. I get in. So someone else got in at 13. I got in at 20. Someone else saved 30% of what I could have got in at, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So I want you guys to take this with a grain of salt. I'm the person that's looking for trends. I'm not the person looking to get the best price to the penny smidget. I'm not that guy. So as soon as these altcoins start trending upwards, like really start trending upwards, I'm gonna get in it. But I'm not trying to call the bottom. I can give you guys some guesses. Like, hey, maybe maybe the bottom is at 13 cents. Maybe the bottom's at 36 cents. Maybe the bottom's at 21 cents. I can give you guys some guesses, but where I'm gonna launch my capital may be above that because I want to see the market trending. I want to see some strong fundamentals from CryptoAzzy. I want to make sure that my money's safe and it's insulated. So until I start seeing that, yeah, I'm just not buying. I'm trading, and I'm accumulating, but I'm not holding. Meaning, I'm letting go of it. I'm grabbing some more of it. I'm letting go of it. I'm grabbing some more of it. At certain areas in the market. So that's how I'm playing that out. What else? Give me one more coin, CryptoAzzy, because I know Bitcoin's huge, Ethereum's huge. I know Litecoin is huge. What else?
VeChain and Origin Trail. I saw.
I don't know if I have Origin Trail, but I can pull up VeChain. Look at VeChain. So VeChain. Let me see if I could chart this for you guys. So VeChain, very similar. I hate doing like the same cryptos that are doing the same things. I just feel like I'm not really offering value. It's like if one altcoin is discounted, there's a very good chance a lot of them are discounted. So I don't really feel like I'm sharing that much value to you guys. So I want to try to make this as interesting as possible. But what I see with VeChain is a very simple double top. That's how I see it. I see this with VeChain, where we have one top here, right here. Keep it PG, guys. Keep it PG. This is a top. I see another top here. That's what I see. And me personally on VeChain, I wouldn't be bullish until $2.20, or even think about bullish until $2.20. Or even $2.30, or even $3. Like that's where I'll be really bullish at. But right now it's like so much downside. I mean, it can come down to 50 cents. Like there's so much downside. This is like just some simple price action analysis where you got lower high, lower high, lower high, then break of support. Like, guys, let me just explain this to you. You have price, right? Price runs all the way up. Think of price as like a runner. Like it's a guy is your world-class runner. He starts at the finish line, breaks out, boom, he runs. He gets tired, comes back. He runs again. He gets tired, comes back some more. He runs again. Gets tired, comes back some more, and then slips through a ditch. That's basically what it's like. It's like he's so tired, he stumbled. Now he's like on the backside. Now on this side of the equation, on this side of the moon, it's kind of like his coach is like, hobbling him and carrying him off the field. So how far does he have to go? Is it $1.23? Is it 50 cents? I mean, what is it? These are great conversations, and we can get more into these things as far as how far I think you can go. But right now, it's on the bear side of the moon. This red line is the separator. Above the red lines where the bulls are, below the red lines where the bears are. So it's with the bears. Price is with the bears. So let the and this line can move. So maybe we get down here, right? Just for example, let's say price got down here, right? So then this will become the new line, And then when price gets above here, above 52 cents, then the bulls. So the bulls, in essence, would follow price. You know, the bulls will come down with it. So right now on VeChain, I don't see a reason to be bullish long term, but I do see a reason to accumulate and possibly trade if that's your specialty. Give me what about Litecoin? Anybody want to see Litecoin? I always get asked about Litecoin.
Yeah, we could do Litecoin. We have run out of time, like we're 20 minutes over, but Ola had asked for Syndicator, Polymath, or Misago shares.
So Litecoin is really interesting. I mean, with Litecoin, this whole range isn't resistance, but I kind of wanted to put things in a zone because this right here is where we tested at $79, where we tested this zone really before we really broke out. And then we can see with Litecoin on the weekly chart, we broke out, we made that 370 high. And we're kind of in that zone again. So I think if Litecoin was to see $73 again, we're going to see, you know, a much bigger discount. And honestly, with Litecoin, you know, we have to see how this thing plays out. I can see it coming back down to like $50 again. I think I called $52 or $54 on one of my analysis. So right now, I'm not bullish on Litecoin. In order for me to be bullish on Litecoin, I would need to see a close above $95. You can say $100, then I'll be bullish on Litecoin. So let's see how Bitcoin is performing right now. I know we're out of time. Let me just pull it up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so Bitcoin is actually falling out of that wedge, like I told you guys about. So I'm actually getting ready to enter my shorts. As you can see, this was my trade plan. It's actually just fell out the wedge at the. It's still falling. Yeah, so we're actually getting ready to enter our shorts. Our stop loss is going to be at 83.71-ish. Our take profit 1 is going to be at 7,800. Our take profit 2 is going to be at 7,500. Do not take my trades. This is not financial advice. If you make $1 million, it's my all credit belongs to me. If you lose $1 million, you did that on yourself. You did it on yourself. I don't know you. I don't know you. We never met. This video never existed. What are you talking about? So, not financial advice. Do your own research. But listen, though, your own due diligence. You know, this is all entertainment. You know, I'm really like a you know how they take the mask off? I'm like a Cuban guy or something. That's what I am. Like under this face, I'll just pull my mask off. I'm like, you know, a Cuban like something. You know, I don't know. That's a bad joke. But like the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, this is what I do. I make some money. I lose money. It's what I do. So if you're thinking you're watching this, you're just gonna make all the money and everything's gonna be peaches and cream and potatoes and gravy. That's the furthest thing from the case. That's the furthest thing from the case. So yeah, this is exactly what I was waiting on, and it's exactly what's happening. So that's a pretty good sell signal for me. So I'm looking to jump on this trade. So yeah, that's trading, guys. And it could completely turn right back around. I could lose money. And if it does, no, I lost some money. And that's perfectly fine. So yeah, I'm thinking 7,800, 7,400, really good targets for it. So that's where I'll go with Bitcoin, and the rest of crypto I think should discount, you know, a little bit. I think we're in for some discounts. Anybody getting hacked or something? Somebody needs to get hacked, CryptoAzzy.
Just an ICO, not an exchange.
Look at Ethereum getting his butt handed to him. Ethereum, don't do it. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. It's breaking that line. And see, the reason why I'm not jumping is because this line's a little subjective. Maybe this line is here. Maybe this line is here. You know, I mean, I doubt it's there, but maybe it's like here. You know, so maybe it didn't really break. So you know, I want to see. I mean, rejected from that 0.236. This was a really good sell signal. I really should have got into it, to be honest. I should have got in right here, but I didn't do it because we violated this 0.236 quite a bit. You know, up here, bounced off it, broke back down. So I just wanted to see the trend. So not in hindsight, you're like, darn, I should have shorted at 471, but it's all good. There's going to be plenty more room on the bottom of this if we do break down properly. So I'll catch the rest of it. I'll catch, the meat of the trend. But from what I can see, it's looking pretty good. Looks like we'll have some shorts and looks like we'll be able to, get some more crypto and make a little cash. So, yeah, this has been a while. I've been running my mouth.
Yeah, an hour and a half coming up. But it's all good. All good.
What are the people saying?
Adrian Barden says destroy video in 30 seconds.
Listen, self-destruct this video. I need who's a programmer here? How can I get self-destructing videos? It's looking pretty good. Looks like we'll have some shorts. How can I get self-destructing videos? Anybody?
It's too late. It's live.
Absolutely. I've been watching BTS too, dude. I'm gonna check that out. I just want to know an opinion. Robert said, what will be the best type of crypto to invest in first, and what company should I buy it from? Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best crypto out in the world, in my opinion. I'm even would say Bitcoin is the only crypto out. I'm just playing. No, that's too much. But I think Bitcoin is the crypto of cryptos, for all intents and purposes. Hey, Nick, check it out, man. So if you missed the video, we'll start having like a little chronological order of things so people can start, or maybe some tabs on the video so people can start seeing what I'm saying when you're saying and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool to drive engagement. So thank you, everybody. I am humbled and I appreciate you guys paying attention and listening. I know I can be crazy. I know CryptoAzzy is like super informative. So I appreciate you guys, checking us out. Do your own research. See what there's any consistency to any of this stuff. So we'll see. Hey, Casta, you better hold on tight to that Ripple. Better hold on tight to that Ripple. Casta's one of my Ripple lovers. Like in crypto, it's so funny because there's people that love projects. Like you can't tell anybody anything like a Ripple lovers, ETN lovers, and EOS lovers. You can't tell them anything about it. You can't. You can say, hey, EOS is going to sell. No, you're lying. I did a video one time about EOS about to sell off in price, and people were like disliking the video. I'm like how are you disliking my video? Like, they were like, no, it's not. It's going to be $20 forever. I'm like, come on, bro. It's not like it should have never been $20. Like, you don't have a working project. Like, it's crazy. It's fun. So there's certain people you cannot convince that their altcoin is going to sell off no matter what, so it is what it is. I love it all the same. And it's all fun and love and war. So we'll see. We'll see how the market turns out, and we'll see, who's at the top of this, who's at the bottom of this, and more you guys pay attention and follow. I hope that everyone listening, hope that everyone paying attention is at the top of this. They're getting in at great prices. They're not seeing their investments lose 80, 90%. I want you guys to really, really, really benefit and really, 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 take this crypto market for what it is and what it can be for yourself, for your family, and for your future family. So I am done running my mouth. CryptoAzzy, you have the last word. Send it off. Send us off with your graces. Send us off.
Thank you. So I leave you with the words of Jeffrey Wernick. He's an early investor into Uber and Airbnb. And he described crypto investment as the sole means to which ordinary citizens can accumulate capital. So he said, given the fact that capital markets are overvalued because they're subsidized by low interest rate, that the biggest institutions, they have the biggest access to leverage. The cost of capital is significantly cheaper than anyone else can produce. The question is, what for the typical middle class person or working class person, how do they accumulate wealth? And I think their only answer is to put a certain percentage in crypto. So take his words, guys. Put a certain percentage into crypto. This is a guy that invested in major companies at Uber, Airbnb, the economy, the sharing economy, and having the foresight to get in early. Take it from someone who's successful. Put a certain percentage into crypto and invest for the long term. I'm out. I'm finished.
And Yusuf said that cryptocurrency is where. Nah, maybe I should say that. But there is a thought that cryptocurrency is where unsavvy and uneducated people go to invest and buy things that they don't understand. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that gets caught in hype. Don't be that person that believes in every altcoin project. Don't be that person to where you may have believed in something, and even though that something is disloyal and shows you it was a bad investment, you just reinforce your beliefs because you don't want to be wrong. Don't be that person. We all make mistakes. We all make bad investments at some point or another. So do your research, do your due diligence, listen to CryptoAzzy, pay attention to some of these videos that I share, and be a better and more savvy investor so this market can really work for you. And don't be a hard-headed investor like, I love ETN, so I don't care about anything else. ETN, like the mentality I see in some of these boardrooms is sickening. It's like how can you love your investment? Like, there should be no emotion and feelings involved. So really be savvy, really get educated, really get smart, and pay attention to what is really happening short term and long term in the market. And this market could do wonders for you. So I know I said that was my last word, but that's definitely my last word. I see so much foolishness every single day. And I get sucked into conversations that I'm really don't belong in because I try to educate and I try to help people see things from a more objective perspective. And they're just so in love and entrenched in their beliefs. They're like, no, Ripple's going to be $50 in 2 months. I'm like, dude, it's not. It's not. So let's be objective. We understand we're in the right place. We're in the right industry. We're getting the right information. We have the right people. We just need a little bit of patience and a little bit of strategy, objective strategy, and we're going to win like no one has ever won before. Like DJ Khaled, we're going to win more. We're going to win like Tiger Blood. What's his name? What's it? Charlie Sheen. Tiger Blood in our veins. We're going to win. Crazy. So I'm tired. Thanks, CryptoAzzy. Right. I exhausted myself.
Bye. Thank you, AKing.